Hello students, how are you? I hope all are fine. Again, once again, I am Selvamani sitting in front of you. I welcome all of you to our YouTube channel. This is Python video lesson number 31. In previous lesson, that is Python video lesson number 30, we studied about private and public. How we can achieve abstraction by making one variable as public, as well as how we can achieve data hiding by making one variable private. That is what we studied in previous lesson. In addition to that, we learned how to write one Python program to maintain stock management system. That's all we learned in previous lesson. In this lesson, we are going to study about important concept that is called as inheritance. Inheritance. So while studying about object-oriented programming concept, that is object, class, encapsulation, and then data hiding, abstraction, polymorphism. Under polymorphism, we studied two concepts, operator overloading, function overloading. At last, we studied inheritance. Now, we will study in detail about inheritance. First, we will see definition for the inheritance and then type of the inheritance. Then we go for the program. Inheritance. Inheritance is the process of creating or forming new class. Inheritance is the process of forming a new class. This new class can be called as derived class or subclass or child class from existing class. The existing class can be called as base class or parent class or super class. Then members of base class, that is existing class, are accessible in new class, that is derived class. This is the concept behind the inheritance, that is process of forming new class from the existing class. So members of the base class are accessible in derived class. That is the concept. So, but our aim is until now we are working with only one class. That class has some variables as well as functions. That is what we learn. Now, in addition to existing class, I want to create one more class as a derived class. So derived class has the rights to access members available in the base class. That is the concept behind the inheritance. I will tell one practical real-time example, then you can clearly understand the meaning of the inheritance. One fine Sunday, I like to go to movie, noon to 11:30 show. Around 11 o'clock in my home, one hanger is there. In the hanger, three shirts are hanging. One is my shirt, another third is my father's shirt, third one is my relative's shirt. One relative came to my house. He is staying in my house. My relative, three shirts are hanging. One is my shirt, another one is my father's shirt, third one is my relative's shirt. I put my finger in my shirt. If money is there, no problem. I will take the money and go to the cinema. Unfortunately, my shirt packet does not have any money. So then I put my finger into my father's shirt packet. That contains some money. I took the money from my father's shirt. It's not a wrong. So whatever property I has, I can use it, no problem. I have the rights to access my own property. In addition to that, I have the rights to access my father's property. So whatever my father has is automatically belongs to me. That's no problem. Unfortunately, my father's shirt also doesn't have any money. Shall I put my finger in my relative's pocket? It's not good. I should not do that. It's wrong. So I don't have the rights to access relative, non-parent. It's not my father. It's not my parent. Non-parent shared. It's not good. Okay. I have the rights to access my own property. Similarly, I have the rights to access my father's property, but not my relative property. That is the concept behind the inheritance. So here we are having one parent class, one child class. Parent class may be called as derived class. Child class may be considered as a derived class. So derived class has the rights to access its own member. Also, it has the rights to access parent class, that is base class. It does not have the rights to access non-parent class. That is the reason, logic, as well as concept behind the inheritance. Now we will see types of inheritance. First one is single inheritance. Here, one base class, one derived class. One base class, one derived class. Base, derived. That's all. Only one base class, only one derived class. That's all. So single inheritance means it has one base class, one derived class. The derived class has the rights to access its own member in addition to the members available in the base class. Next concept, that is next type. Second type. This is multi-level inheritance. In this case, more than one derived class, one derived class of one base class, just like a single inheritance. Base class becomes base class for another base class for another derived class. I would see one base class, one derived class. The derived class of the base class becomes a base class of another derived class. We will see it here. This is base, only one base. This is derived, just like a single inheritance. This derived class becomes a base class for another derived class. Okay, this is multi-level, more than one level. So this derived one has the rights to access its own member. In addition to that, it has the rights to access this base class. Derived 2 has the rights to access derived 1 as well as base. So this derived 1 becomes a base class for derived 2. So this is called as a multi-level inheritance. Third one is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. So here more than one base class. One base class. One derived class. More than one base class, one derived class. Base 1, base 2, under this derived 1. So here, this derived one has the rights to access base one members as well as base two members. So derived one inherits members from more than one base class, that is multiple inheritance. Now we will see fourth one. Hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. In this case, one base class more than one derived class. One base class more than one derived class. Derived one, derived two. So one base class more than one derived class. So this derived one has the rights to access members of the base one, as well as this derived two has the rights to access members of the base. There is no connection in between derived one and the derived two. In addition to that, both shares members from the base class. That's all. So next one is hybrid inheritance. From the name itself, you can conclude hybrid inheritance. So it is a combination of other four types. Inheritance. That is, it may be single combination of single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance. So see here, one base. This is base one. Under this, base two. Now we can put derived one. Under this, derived two. Derived three. Under this, derived four. So this is here derived one. From derived one to derived two, as well as derived one to derived three, derived two to derived four, derived three to derived four. This is. So here just consider derived one as the rights to access all the members of base one. This derived one becomes a base class for derived two as well as derived three. This derived four is a subclass or derived class for derived two and derived three. How it becomes combination of these four ingredients, I'll tell you. See, this is one base class. One base class, one derived class. It is called single inheritance. Multi-variable is single inheritance. One base class, one derived class. That's all. Then one base class, more than one derived class. That is hierarchical inheritance. These two. One base class, more than one derived class. This is hierarchical inheritance. These two, this level forms hierarchical inheritance. More than one base class, one derived class. This derived 2 will be considered as a base class. Derived 3 will be considered as a base class. This is derived class. So in this case, these two, this level, these three classes forms more than one base class, one derived class. That is multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. So single, hierarchical, multiple, and then multi-level inheritance. One base class, one derived one. This derived one becomes a base class for derived two. Consider these three, 1, 2, 3. This is a base class. This is a derived class. This derived class act as a base class for this derived 2 and derived 3. These three are multi-level inheritance. So we can confirm hybrid inheritance is a combination of single multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, as well as hierarchical inheritance. Okay, now once I read out, inheritance is the process of forming a new class from the existing class. Members of the base class are accessible in derived class. There are 5 types. Single inheritance, one base class, one derived class. One base class, one derived class. Multi-level inheritance. One derived class of one base class becomes base class for another derived class. Base class, it has one derived class. This derived class acts as a base class for another derived class. Multiple inheritance. More than one base class, one derived class. This derived class inherits more than one base class. Hierarchical inheritance. One base class, more than one derived class. Hybrid inheritance. Combination of other 4 types of inheritance. Single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, as well as hierarchical inheritance. Now, we will see one program which clearly explains how inheritance works. That is single inheritance. Here, I like to create one class, that is person. This is the one class that contains 2 variables. These 2 variables will be initialized with constructor, then comma, name, comma, age. Name, comma, age. I like to use these 2 variables more than one function. That is self keyword is needed. Name and self dot age equal to age. I like to display the name here. Print of self dot name. Similarly, I like to create one more function. Is age. Age. This is the one class. So for the class, I like to take one object p equal to person. So person is a class, p is the object. This is the constructor for person, so it needs 2 variables. So we have to give 2 values here. Selvam, comma 45, like this. And then with the help of object, we can able to access members of the person. So p dot is name, p dot this age. That's all. You see it, I will save the program and then run the program. See it here, Selvam 45. No need to worry. So far, we studied how we can create a person class and then how we can create an object for the class, how we can access members of the class using object. So far, no problem. So here, I like to create one more class. Class student. Here, init is a constructor for student. It has two variables. One is roll number, comma marks. Here also, I like to add more than one function. Self dot roll number equal to roll number. Self dot marks equal to marks. Roll number. Only one more number is marks. Print self dot marks. That's all. Here, I like to create one more object for student. So for student, I have to give two arguments since init contains two parameters, roll number and then marks. 1001, comma 95. So with the help of yes, I can able to access members of the student. That is this roll number. Similarly, this marks. Now I will save the program and then run the program. When error comes, I don't know, we will see. Roll number is not defined. So I like to put here self because we want to use more than one function. See it here, Selvam 45, 1001, 95. That's good. Now I will explain the program. We are in this program, we are having two classes. There is no relationship between two classes other than both classes are in the same program. This is the person is different, student is different. There is no relation in between person and the student. P is the object of person. When the object is created, constructor will be called. Constructor of person contains two parameters, name and age. We are giving Selvam and 45. Selvam will be stored into name, 40 will be stored into age. This name and age is the function variable. So since I want to use name and age, these two function variable in more than one function, I had to use self keyword. This cell name contains Selvam will be assigned to function variable Selvam. Now function variable Selvam as Selva. Function variable age as 45. That's okay. Again, p dot display name. P is the object, display name is the member. It can access here. Self dot name. It displays Selvam. That's good. Again, p dot display age. This access here. Self dot age. That is 45. That display. That's all. Here, S is the object for student class. While creating object for the student class, this constructor will be called. It has two parameters. So we have to give two arguments, 1001, 95. 1000 will be stored into roll number, 95 will be stored into marks. That's all. Similarly, roll number and marks are the function variable. Since I want to use these two function variables in more than one function, I have to use self keyword. So 1001 will be assigned to roll number, 95 will be assigned to marks. Here, disk roll number is to marks. This displays 1001, this displays 95. That's good, no problem. Now, with the help of S object, that is, S is a object of student class. I like to access members of disp name as well as disp, that is members of person. I will say it here, S dot disp name. Similarly, S dot disp age. Surely it will give error. Error. It also gives error. Why? Since S is the object of student. Where members available in one class cannot accessible outside the class. That we studied about in the object-oriented programming class. Okay, so this yes don't have the rights to access members of the person. It has the rights to access members of only student. Since it is created under student, it is an object of student. See it here. We'll see it gives error. Okay, now I like to remove it. We will see. But our aim is we like to access persons members using student object. How? In this case, ingredients used. I want to make student as a derived class of person. Then it is possible to access base derived class object to access base class methods. How we can make it as a student as a derived class? Very simple, by the help of person, like this. Now the student becomes a derived class. Person is a base class. That's all. Now student has the rights to access members available within it. In addition to that, it has the rights to access members available within the base class. Now student is a derived class. Derived class. This person is a so derived class has the rights to access base class members. In this case, so we have to specify 4 values. Since student has 4 variables, that is roll number, marks. In addition to that, it has name and age. So student is a derived, person is a base class. Person has only 2 variables, name and age. Now student has 4 variables, roll number, marks. In addition to that, name and age. So I have to specify here name, comma, age. In this case, I have to give here, comma, 46. Here, that's good. Now I will save the program. I run the program. Here I want one mistake. So here we have to call super dot person. Super dot init, comma, age. This. So here this P is the object per person, no problem. With the P object, we can able to access only base class number, that is disk name as well as disk page. S is the derived class object. Guru 46,001.95. Guru will be assigned to name, 46 will be assigned to age, 1001 will be assigned to roll number, 95 will be assigned to marks. Here, out of these 4 variables, name, age, roll number, and marks, this name and age should go to persons init, persons constructor. So how we can call person, that is base class constructor from derived class? That is possible with the help of super keyword. super used to call base class constructor. That is init constructor. See it here. So super open bracket close bracket dot double underscore unit. It calls base class constructor. Again name this calls this here. This name will be assigned with the guru. This age that is 45, 46 will be assigned to age. Here this is called. Now come here. Disp dot name. Disp dot name is not there here. It will go here. This name. So it access name. That is guru will be displayed here. This page is there. It goes here. This page is not there. It's searching for this page in the student first. If it is there, it will access. Otherwise, it will go to parent class. It will search for here. This page is there. So this page is now self-data. Now age is 46. That will be displayed. This roll number, it goes here. So this roll number is there. It displays here 1001. This mark, it goes here. This mark is there. Then it says 95 will be displayed. Now I will save the program and run the program. We'll see the output. See it here. Now, with the help of base class object, we can access. With the help of derived class object, we can access base class members. That is called as single inheritance. In this case, one base class, one derived class. One more thing I like to inform you. Here we are using super keyword to access base class constructor. There is also one more method. Base class constructor. Accessed by derived class or can be called by derived class by two ways. One is using super keyword. Super keyword. Super function. Another one is using name of the super class. So if it is a single inheritance as well as multi-level inheritance as well as hierarchical inheritance, we can use for super function. So it has only one base class, another one derived class. If you want to use derived class to access base class constructor, super is there. It has only one super. Here also only one super. Whereas here in multiple inheritance as well as hybrid inheritance, confusion will come if you put super class. For example, this derived. We want to access this base one constructor. So if you put super, it has two base class constructor. That time Python interpreter will confuse. In this case, we should go for name of the super class we got to mention. In this case, base as well as year. As well as year. There is no need to worry, better you can go for super. How we will see it here. So here as well, we are using super keyword. Otherwise, you can put here, remove the super keywords here. In this place, we can mention base class name, person. Class name. Or we can put base class name. In this case, you have to mention here self keyword. If you are using super function, there is no need to mention self keyword. If you want to access base class constructor with the help of class name of the base class name, you have to mention here self. We will see output will same. See here, same thing. So base class constructor can be called by or accessed by derived class by two ways using super function. If you want to use super function, there should be only one base class. If more than one base class is there, the Python interpreter will be confused, which you have to call. In this case, better you go for the name. If you specify the name, as usual, second example, There is no confusions. Okay, multiple ingredients. This derived class has to call base 1. In this, clearly put base 1 dot init. If you want to access base 2, simply put base 2 dot init. That's simple. That is a concept. So today I stopped here itself. I hope all of you enjoy this lesson. In next lesson, we will study a little bit more.